time here at Northrise University when we conduct our exchange student departure interview. We are at the Northrise University campus in our media studio, and after what was a very competitive selection and recruitment process last year in S2 2021, two students were selected for the Northrise University, Fontys University Erasmus program, exchange program, which will see Ephraim and Lweendo spend 6 months in Europe at Fontys University as students there, ambassadors of Northrise University. So we will come into this interview, and we just want to get to learn a bit more about the two students who will be representing Northrise over this course of time. So you guys are welcome. Welcome to this interview. So tell us a little bit about yourselves. We can start with you, Ephraim.
So my name is Ephraim Mofai. I'm a student here at Northrise University. I'm in my 4th year now. I'm doing business administration, and I've been recently accepted to go for the Erasmus program to represent as a Northrise student.
Okay, my name is Lweendo and I'm 21 years old, and I'm a 3rd year business administration student. I like to take walks, listen to music, and I really enjoy spending time with my friends.
Okay. Thank you very much about that little background as well. Get to know a little bit more about you. So what were your thoughts when you were first informed that you had been selected for the Erasmus program? So the two of you went through what was a very tedious, a very competitive selection and recruitment process. You went up against tens and tens of other students, and somehow you found yourselves on top. So what were your thoughts when you were informed in that moment that you were selected and that you'll be representing Northrise and you'll be going to study at Fontys for 6 months? Lweendo?
My thoughts, I was actually very confused because I was very surprised. I was not expecting that at all. Like, I was sitting on my bed just studying, then I got the email and I was surprised. Like, I kept rereading it, like, is this really what I'm seeing? And my heart was beating really fast and I couldn't believe it. I was very shocked. But it was exciting and shocking at the same time. So it was like a roller coaster of emotions.
Okay. Yeah. But all in all, positive vibes, excitement.
Yes.
That's great. Ephraim?
So when I received the email, I didn't really want to express my emotions. I didn't really want to get too excited because I was assuming maybe there's a mistake or something. 24 hours later, the email is going to change and say, no, sorry, there was a mistake somewhere. So I kept it to myself for like 2 or 3 days down the line. Then later on, I called my sister and I told her, I've been accepted to go to Fontys University, the Netherlands. And then she was like, let me tell mom and dad. I was like, let's not get people excited because let's wait until this is actually approved. So I waited a few days down the line and I kept on receiving emails from Fontys. The school contacted me telling me, you've been selected. So from there on, I got really excited, but I still didn't tell anyone. To date, even just like a couple of my friends know and my family members.
And that was my next question, really. So how did your family and your friends react to this information? So it's you going away for 6 months. How did they respond to this?
Okay, so when I told my friends, they were excited, they were happy. They were like, yo, we really need you to represent us, really going out for the crowd for us this time. And when I told my family was shocked. They were like, you of all people, we've never really seen you as the kind of person to go out there and represent us, but them trusting me gave me a level of confidence I had never imagined. And my mom was worried, of course, because I've never stayed like very far away from her. This was my first time, and so she's always talking to me. Even now, she's always telling me, how are you going to manage? Because knowing you, you're very reluctant. How are you going to manage out there when there's no one to contact you? But then my dad has always had a level of confidence in me. He's always known that I am capable. Yeah.
Okay, and it's all about breaking boundaries and barriers, isn't it? So here's your mom saying, she's never seen you as someone who can even go to that extent. And I think that's what Northrise is about. Breaking boundaries, breaking barriers, and removing you out of your comfort zone so that you can become a better person. Lweendo, your friends, family, did they believe you? What were the thoughts processing?
Okay, so my friends, basically screaming their lungs out when I told them. They were very happy for me because they were actually encouraging me to actually apply for this whole thing and everything because I was kind of scared. But yeah, they told me just go for it. So they were like, actually they were excited, but they were saying stuff like, "We told you, Lweendo. You see, we told you." So it was like, okay, these guys actually believe in me. And for my family, it just so happened that at the time I was telling them, my mom and my sisters were in the same room. So when I called my mom, I asked her where everybody else was, and she said, "We're all here." So I told her, "Okay, put the phone on speaker." Then I said, "I've been selected." Then they all started screaming, and they're like, "Oh my gosh!" And they were so excited, very, very excited. But yeah, my mom was also kind of panicking. I know my mom is still actually panicking. She's not going to show it, but I'm the last born, so she's definitely. But yeah, she's still very happy, and she's definitely proud of me. Yeah.
And so are we. I think Northrise is behind you 100%. We're looking forward to seeing what this experience opens up for you in the different dimensions of your academic journey. So when are you leaving?
Was supposed to leave this Tuesday on the 31st and was supposed to arrive there by the 1st.
Okay, so you live in Dola, 31st. Yeah, in Amsterdam on the 1st of February, around just past midday, isn't it? And then what happens, you arrive there, you get on the train, and then there's a buddy meeting you when you arrive in Venlo.
Yes, there'll be a buddy to pick us up and take us to our building of accommodation and give us the keys.
Okay, speaking of accommodation, where you staying?
We're going to stay in a building called Capedium.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'm assuming this is a place where we've had other students stay before. Hopefully it's just good reviews.
I hope so too.
You hope so too. Perfect. So you guys are going to be away for quite some time, away from home for a long time. How have you prepared for this? What has been the thought process from the time that you were informed you'll be spending 6 months in Europe studying and being away so long from family and friends? How have you prepared for such an endeavor?
Okay, so at first I took time on my own to look at what's required, the requirements that I'm supposed to leave with. I got all my documents ready and the permits that are supposed to be required for me to spend the 6 months in the Netherlands. Also, I took time to look at the culture there, tried to understand it. I looked at how people there live their lives, and I also looked at the culture at the university itself, the needs, the do's and the don'ts. I also took that into consideration, and I actually found out there's lots of differences from how people live in the Netherlands and how we live here in Zambia. Yeah.
Okay. Lweendo, how did you prepare?
Okay, I'm just actively collecting as much information as I can about the place from the people that have been there, the other students, and also just other family members that have been there, because I'm taking in all the tips that they're giving me. Well, you can't fully 100% prepare for something like this because this is going to a whole different country and continent and the like, so I'm just getting as much information as I can, and I'm hoping I can use it there.
Okay. More information is better, isn't it? We want to be as informed and educated as we can be. 6 months is a long time. So before we jump into the academic part of it, what activities have you planned outside school? I'm sure as you've been looking at this information, you've been thinking, maybe I want to visit France, or I want to visit Belgium or Germany. What have you guys thought about in terms of extracurricular activities outside school, activities that you want to engage in?
I'm a basketball player here at Northrise University, so as expected, I actually want to see or try out basketball, play basketball outside. Aside from basketball, I do like foods, so obviously we all want to try out food from the Netherlands. I want to see what type of food they offer, how different it is, the taste. Also, I want to visit towns, visit places, try out whatever I can. The experiences that we can't experience from here in Zambia, I actually want to get into it to see what I can experience that I can bring back to my own country as well.
Okay. Lweendo, ideas, plans?
I guess taking some trips to some places, see something different, and any other activities that, obviously the people there are going to introduce us to new things like we've never experienced in Zambia, maybe some activities or some place you can go to have some different kind of fun that you can't have in Zambia, I guess. I'd definitely like to try that because this is my opportunity to actually try some things that you just see on the internet or on TV. So yeah, something like that. But a sport, maybe I'll start a sport. I don't know. See something that I can try, but not very fit. So yeah.
All right. Okay, let's jump straight into the academics now. The primary purpose of your trip at the end of the day is you're going there for school. It's basically us shifting your learning experience from Northrise University and placing you in our partner university's learning experience. So you'll be in classes, you'll be in an international class with students from all over the world, from what I've been told. Students from Australia, Africa, South America, North America, Asia, Europe itself. So tell us a bit about your classes. What are we anticipating you guys will be doing? What classes are you most likely taking? And maybe to begin with, are you taking the same classes?
Yes, we are.
Okay, same classes, so you guys will be together. You won't be in separate classes, but what classes are those?
Okay, so there's European business opportunities, there's European clusters, culture and people. I'm guessing that's a course or a class we have to learn about the culture and the clusters and people of the Netherlands. There's also fresh supply chain and logistics. There's marketing in Europe.
And what are your learning goals going into the exchange semester? So you know the programs and the courses that you'll be doing. What are you hoping to achieve from the courses that you'll be taking?
Personally, I'm someone who always wants to develop a business mindset. So I want to learn as much as I can as possible. Something I can not just put on my CV, but something that's going to put me out there, display me, give me a competitive advantage, something that's going to give me courage and confidence that I can do this. I learned this from the extra courses I took in the Netherlands. It's going to add on to what I've learned here at Northrise University, but I just want to learn as much as I can with the time I'll spend there.
Okay, Lweendo, learning goals?
Okay, learning goes to see like the way business is handled from different perspectives, the European perspective or just perspectives from around the world, so that I can kind of apply that back in Zambia, because it's going to be something different. The courses are similar, but it's going to be a different approach there. So I would like to use all the things that I knew there that I would learn to come and apply them here. And then also I've been informed that there's a lot of presentations that have to be done. So I feel like that's going to be very beneficial for my public speaking and just speaking in general, my development in that area. Yeah.
That's great. And how do you guys intend to tackle obstacles that you face? And that, if you listen to or if you talk to the other students that went on the exchange program, we can plan, but at the end of the day, not everything goes as planned. Huh? So one way or another, you bump into a couple of challenges here and there. What is your approach to problem solving?
I've heard from the previous students that there's lots of material you can, at your exposure, that you can use. So that's what I also intend to do. Aside from that, I plan on asking for help. I'm sure the students there won't really avoid helping me, and I'm sure the instructors there, from what I hear, are really open to explaining further or giving us further guidance. And I can always communicate with the previous people that went to give me more guidance on how I can tackle further obstacles.
Definitely asking fellow students, instructors, and also the students that were there before us. And if it's something I can sort out myself, maybe just do a bit of research about it and then try and figure it out.
Okay. How do you think this whole experience will impact you as an individual on a social level, a spiritual level, an academic level?
Okay, so social level, that's definitely going to be very interesting, because we're going to be mingling with so many different people from different cultures. So it's definitely going to help me with my social skills, how to speak to certain people, because people have got different cultures, how to act around certain people, and just people in general. It's going to help with my social skills, definitely. Yeah, academic level, we're going to see a different way of how people actually handle school in Europe or other places where they come from. So maybe I could pick up some interesting and better ways of handling my academic life. Yeah, and then yeah, I feel like it's gonna be very beneficial in the sense that I'll get more information and I'll learn new ways of how to handle my academic life. Spiritually, I'm definitely looking forward to talking to other people who have like different beliefs, but then also most importantly like my fellow Christians. So because I would like to hear what they have to say, how they think, and because the Christian faith, for example, is like universal, but sometimes our culture also like contributes to how certain Christians act. Like Christians in Zambia and Christians in China, probably it's the same, but something has to be different. So I'd like to learn something. Maybe it could be beneficial to me sharing our information and beliefs and different ways of doing things to improve each other's spiritual life.
That's right. Ephraim, academic, social, spiritual?
Okay, so socially, I'm thinking this will be an opportunity for me to meet other people, build networks, learn from a different perspective, learn from them what I can, and it will also give me a chance to interact with other students from other nations and just hear what they have to say on how we can approach certain situations. So it's really going to help me develop, see things from a different perspective, how other people see situations. Academically, I'm thinking this is going to be a chance that will impact me in a way that I'll be able to learn not only how we see things in Zambia, but how the whole world sees the business world per se. I'm going to be able to learn to understand it from a different perspective and be able to put that to use. That means I'm constantly going to keep growing, and not only will I grow in the Zambian perspective, but also from a European perspective. Spiritually, I think for me personally, it's going to be a time where I can be able to concentrate on God without having someone to tell me or guide me, because I'll say my whole life I've had my mom tell me, no, whenever you have this, pray, or Sundays she said let's go to church, but then this time my mom's not going to be there, so I'm guessing it's going to be a time for me to focus on God on my own. I'll be able to see how much I'll be able to grow spiritually. Also, like Lweendo said, I'll be able to learn how others see it from their own cultural influence and my own cultural influence. I'll be able to see how I can change my spiritual behavior and how I can learn spiritually from a different culture.
Okay. Coming from a Christ-centered institution, and you yourselves, of course, being Christians, how are you taking your unique positions as Christians wherever you'll be going to reflect the goodness of God in your life with every person that you meet? You're going to meet different people. How are you going to, shine the light of God upon them?
Looking at the people that we're going to meet outside, I feel like we're going to shine a light in each other's life. We can share each other's beliefs, and we can help other people who can be going through some things like losing their faith and the like. We can definitely speak to them and help them to just increase their faith. Like it could be a light in their lives in any way. It's the smallest ways possible that we can help them, definitely. And I feel like we could share our beliefs and share the things that we've learned here at Northrise University, and just to help better their lives.
In as much as we feel our lives aren't going anywhere at a certain time, but I feel trusting in God is the best thing we can do, because God does things for a reason and at His own time. We may want things to happen to us at a specific time, but that isn't how God works. So that's just how I feel I may share my experience with people.
Okay. Well, as we slowly wind down the interview, when do we expect you back in Zambia?
We expected back in Zambia July 19th,
Okay.
2023, since 6 months program.
All right. A long way to go, but any closing remarks as we wind up the interview? Maybe we can start with you, Lweendo.
Okay, so I feel like people should learn to believe in themselves more, and you really won't know what your potential is unless you actually try. Because if you just conclude in your mind that you can't do something, you won't actually physically try. But if you actually physically try, even if you fail, it's okay, but you try. When you try, you'll be able to be surprised what you can actually do as a person. Because all that you need is just a little bit of effort, and you can actually achieve great things.
I just want to be able to thank everyone who's helped us in this opportunity. I thank Fontys, the people of Fontys, for granting us the opportunity to travel there as exchange students and be able to learn from them. And the same way, I also hope the previous people will be able to follow through and will be able to set a good example for the people next to come. And I also just want to thank Northrise University itself for setting this whole opportunity up to give to many other students, because personally I never saw myself ever leaving the country. Maybe I did, but I didn't see it now. I was expected later. But thanks to Northrise University, they've given me this opportunity, and I plan on using it very well. And I plan to represent the school itself very well. Thank you.
All right. It's been a pleasure catching up with you guys, just getting to know you a little bit more. Europe awaits. You've got a life-changing experience coming up in a couple of days. You take to the skies on Tuesday. From there, you're going to Johannesburg, then you're going to Dubai, then you're going to Amsterdam, and finally you're going to make your way to Venlo. And we can only say we're very proud of you, and we're excited for you. We wish you all the best, and we'll be rooting for you. So we'll keep in touch with you as the semester goes, and we look forward to receiving you back when you're back in Zambia, July 19th, 2023. All right, so you guys take care. We'll see you around, and have a good one. We have been chatting with Lweendo and Ephraim, who are the exchange students coming from Northrise University going to Fontys University for the Erasmus program 2023 S1. It's been great catching up with them and getting to know them a little bit more. We just wish them all the best, and we look forward to seeing what comes up next. On to the next one, and thank you very much for joining us.